Hello and welcome to Don't Eat That.
Sorry.
Not you. I'm talking to the listeners.
Oh,
I can see you. Welcome to The Crazy Train, episode 44. I'm your host, Rob Wade. I'm joined by Blake Harmer.
Let's hear it for the crazy. Let's hear it for the train.
That's lovely. Yeah. I thought you were going to say, let's give the boy a train. So, what boy? Do I have to give a boy a train?
I didn't really want to give the train a hand either.
That's also totally fair. And Brad Harmer Barnes is with us as well.
Nobody puts crazy in the corner.
That's, yes.
Yeah.
Except, well,
yeah.
In this particular room I am in the corner. But that's only, geography. It's just fine. How's everybody doing?
Yeah, fine. Checks
out. Sorry.
Sorry, I forgot to ask where you had a mouthful of drink. Yeah. Where are my manners?
Get it right, Rob.
You guys had the flu doing rounds?
Yeah. A couple of weeks back.
Yeah, it's rough. I've just been I'm kind of coming off the back of it now. It's fucking hit me.
Yeah, they don't tend to low me low. I didn't feel overly bad. I just had literally no energy for anything.
Yeah, this is kind of what I'm finding now. Is
all I could do was lie on the couch and play on the PlayStation.
Yeah, I had the same thing, but with Xbox. It's pretty much
well, you must have one live your life. That's fine.
Keep hold of that for the next game comes.
One way to find out.
So during my periods,
smash the controllers together at speed.
Oh, I've got a Switch.
Hold that thought. Lots of thoughts to hold.
Yeah.
How
can an abstract concept weigh so much?
And in an hour we'd have forgotten it all.
Yeah. How can an abstract concept weigh so much? Hashtag neuroses. So during my periods of illness, I've had lots of fitful sleep, which means I've had fantastic dreams. So would you like to hear?
Oh, your dreams are always entertaining.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So this one was
burned up paedophile with a razor glove turns up.
One time he turned up. One time, and I did one episode. It didn't work out, so we just moved on.
The trash
the Kruger cast. Yes. I won £1.2 million in a snooker championship.
Okay. Before this goes further,
yes.
Can you play snooker?
I'm all right.
Okay, yeah. Of a pub standard.
Yeah. I'm decent.
You're okay at snooker, but are you 1.2 million snooker?
You can have a good game with one of your friends, but you're not playing in leagues or anything like
exactly.
that.
And I don't bet with, say, Peter Stringfellow, so that sort of money's not changing.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like you dreamt you were a professional player.
No, this was a professional tournament, which I was not entered in.
Oh.
In the dream. So I turned up and
his name is Rob.
Oh my god, this actually happened to me once.
What?
No,
I don't believe you.
Well, kind of. My mate Migraine Steve entered a chess tournament.
So yeah, when I was coming off the back of it, I wasn't fucking kidding. So yeah, I was entered in this tournament without having entered myself. So that went to places.
One of those dreams.
So I hadn't entered the tournament myself, but somebody had entered it for me, or I can't remember exact circumstances. Maybe I did a run in during the final. Just came in, potted the last ball, came out with the money in the bank.
So it's not going to be like
great mind.
Yeah. Not going to be surprise, cockfack. You're in the snooker tournament.
What? I guess I better win. Otherwise, that would just be an odd dream.
For some reason, my mind pictured that exchange like the end scene of a Street Fighter 2 fight with just Rob and a talking head of a snooker player.
Yeah. Banner.
But you will not be defeated. You've beaten everyone from China.
Yeah.
Remember, there are many guys like you all over the world.
With such places as Japan.
So you into this snooker tournament.
So I get into the snooker tournament and I get awarded the prize. Now, I later go on to learn.
Did you actually bought a ball?
Well,
money, thank you.
So I actually don't play a frame of snooker to win this tournament as well. So this is the other weird thing. So I turn up to this tournament and I get awarded £1.2 million, maybe in the form of a large, overly novelty
solid
check.
Gold cube.
Quite,
Is it a big thing that says money in the bank?
There's a time warp in
here. So I learn over the course of the dream that actually the winner was supposed to be a professional snooker player called Rob Wade. So I spend the rest of the dream trying to track him down, because apparently even in the dream, if fortune befalls me and I don't feel like I've earned it, I will do everything in my power to undo that good. because fuck me, right?
Yeah.
Even in dreams, I'm a pillock. So yeah, that was my latest fever dream. So
Yeah.
enjoy that.
So I've ever talked about more strange dreams or not?
I can't
So
remember.
I've,
Last one you talked about one of your wives.
Okay, no. I don't have a recurring dream, but
Okay.
I have a recurring motif within my dreams.
All right.
Which, recurring motif is I need to get somewhere, but the mode of transport I have to get there is ridiculous.
Okay.
Yeah. For example, there was one where we were in holiday in, I think it was the countryside in Germany, and we needed to get across to Italy, I think we were going to, and we had a very short amount of time to get there, and all we had was a single-seater Messerschmitt bubble car. The best one...
That's not the best one. Fuck.
No, the best... No. The best one was... I used to work for a public relations company, and the dream I had was the post-race company was overseeing an award ceremony, like a trade show.
Okay.
And they just did the award ceremony at the end of that. And the comedian who was supposed to be emceeing it had cancelled.
Right.
And they'd said to me, Brad, can you MC? I was like, well, I can knock together 15 minutes and MC for. I've done that before, that's not a problem.
Right.
And they said, the only thing is, it's black tie. And I said, okay, well, I need to go home and get my tuxedo, which I obviously own in real life. And I need to go home and get my tuxedo, but yeah, I'll come back. And I said, okay, the only trouble is, it's a 3-hour round trip and the show starts in 2 hours. And the only mode of transport available to me was an inflatable double-decker bus.
Now, at this point, I have to qualify. Inflated or deflated?
I can't remember. I just remember that was the mode of transport that was offered.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if you just saw a particularly sort of a deflated...
2 hours later.
I knew there was so much air in these things. I just wondered if you saw like a deflated mass of rubber and plastic and just were like, that's a double-decker bus, what the fuck are they doing? Because obviously in the dream, your brain would know that's a double-decker bus inflatable.
Yeah,
but obviously in reality, if you were faced with an amorphous kind of blob, you'd just be like, that's a big fuck-off bouncy castle. How am I supposed to get anywhere on that?
Is that a carburettor? And it was shortly after that I woke up, like my brain had tapped out. I just worked into a corner and gone, we have nowhere to go from here.
Yeah, I have nope. Season finale, you wake up and you're in your own shower.
Yeah. So 5 years Netflix will reboot my dream.
With an all-singing cast.
Stranger things have happened.
Well, hey.
That's the best you're getting from me. So.
Yeah, I've never had to do an MC gig at short notice. I think I've told the story before on the time I'd had to do it when I was... It was kind of about 6 months to a year after I did stand up for the first time.
Yeah.
And my mum was working at a school and she offered me a chance to perform in front of the staff. They had like a staff do, and she said...
What is it?
I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
Checks out for our other series for Cam Opening Cast.
Weirdly enough, it should be a video show, but isn't.
Just sounds like people cocking rifles for 45 minutes.
Which is weird, because when we made that trip to the museum, we just kind of watched them all.
Yeah.
So she offered me this chance to perform for the teachers, and I said, oh, that's fine. They're all adults, obviously.
Yeah.
So that's fine. I can do the usual stuff I would do. So I phoned her up a couple of days before it was supposed to happen, and she said, just one quick thing. One of the husbands of one of the teachers is a vicar. So if you could steer clear of anything, too charged. And I was like, right. And in my head, I'm kind of tossing cue cards away, burning things. So I turn up, and it's got the weirdest setup of anything I've ever seen. Like it's a long room, probably about 30 foot by 10.
Okay.
And they're all in a U shape around the outside.
Oh, that's all interesting.
Yeah, it's a very odd.
Yeah.
It's just that it was because it wasn't thought of as the stand-up thing was an afterthought. It was just it was so like, we got people who got ideas for people.
Hi, I'm your host, and also an afterthought.
I am your host, an afterthought. On the plus side, I was gigging with Manny, and we ended up playing a few songs and managed to save it by doing a comedy rendition of Thriller, which
Awesome.
didn't start off as a comedy rendition, but we asked this Argentinian sound tech if he could read the Vincent Price bit, but he'd obviously never heard the song, so he didn't read it with any dramatic inflection. He just read it verbatim in a thick Latino accent. And I will not exaggerate when I say it got one of the loudest and most energetic pops I've ever seen in my life.
Did you laugh at the end?
Oh, yeah. No, I don't think he did, actually. I don't know if he just laughed because I made him laugh. Because I started cracking up laughing. Yeah, it's happened.
Oh.
But yeah, it's...
I've always used to say I've done some weird gigs, and as time went on, I realised I've done mostly weird gigs.
It's to be
honest,
honest,
the occasional one which went how I thought gigs were gonna be when I first started.
Yeah, I remember one once which was it was odd for not for reasons of the actual show itself.
Yeah.
The show was fine. The turnout was quite low, but the it actually ended up being quite a fun gig because everybody was quite relaxed, and half the acts came out and just sat and watched the show when they weren't on. And one of the guys bombed on his fucking ass, which is always hilarious. Unfortunately, I followed him, but didn't get a chance to heckle him afterwards because he left instantly.
I was still booing you when he went. He was still booing you when you went on.
Maybe I can't remember. I just remember they weren't booing by the end.
Yeah,
just saying.
Not like one of these many bands that do the. Oh no, we've got another show later on tonight, so we'll play first and then we'll go.
Yeah,
somewhere.
no, he did. It's something similar. Like he had a train to catch, and so he went on sort of
I'm needed in the basement,
like a third of the way through. It was in the attic of a different building. Yeah. But I remember it because it actually cost the promoters more money than they brought in to put the show on because they got a parking ticket. It was when, do you remember, so this won't mean much to people outside of Medway, but do you remember when they first started extending the parking hours in Chatham?
Yeah.
With like, when it used to be
I
like
got
9 till 6 and it was like 7 till 10 something because fuck logic. Because I'm just saying you can park for like overnight for like £2 in Canterbury, and that's Canterbury, and this is Chatham we're talking about, where it's like 90p an hour. I'm just saying, I know which one I'd choose. Obviously, petrol's a consideration. But I went into the venue, and I was one of the first ones there, so I was just chatting to the promoters, and I said, this new parking thing's taking the piss, isn't it? And they said, what do you mean? I said, well, it charges till 10 now. They went, oh, fuck, we've been here since 5. And they went off, and sure enough, they'd got a ticket. They paid it off in the short-term thing, which meant they only got fined 30 quid. But to give you an idea, they still made a loss. Yeah. That was a tough day.
It was strangest gigs I ever did. We got, when I played Bender Crack Corn with Blake, we got hired to do a private party at the Alexandra in Chatham, which is a weird kind of pub in the middle of a road island almost.
I've been to it to watch a gig actually, and it was a bit weird then. Yeah, that wasn't that long ago.
But we were booked up for a private party. Which and at the time we were doing okay. To book us for a private party was a few £100s at the time, and we got in and we sat up and we started playing the set, and literally everyone in the party left the room and went and sat in the beer garden and chatted and smoked.
Okay,
and that's absolutely fine. It's a party. Go and hang out with your friends and do that. But for the hour and a half set, no one watched us. We played, because we were paid to be there.
Yeah, sure.
But I don't think anyone watched a single song.
Or maybe like the first song went up with it.
Yeah, but I don't think... We weren't bad.
Yeah.
It was just... It was a party. You want to go and hang out with your mates, absolutely fine. I was like, yeah, okay, have a party, hang out with your mates.
I think some people did see bits of us because they had the food on.
But like, nobody...
Oh, yeah, we were on during the buffet. This is true.
The buffet was there. We were basically sitting in the same room as the buffet, playing to the buffet.
Yeah.
And occasionally someone will go, you know, potato salad slot. Yeah, that's quite good.
I've done worse gigs, to be fair.
Yeah.
I've had worse.
I've been paid in buffet on occasion.
Yeah.
I have no problem with the gig. It wasn't a terrible gig. It was just a paid practice.
Yeah, it was just, to me, it was just like, okay, if you have a party, hang out with your friends, it's your birthday party, do what you want, absolutely. Yeah. But I was just doing it and going, why are they paying us?
Did you like throw the crowd off by playing like an instrumental version of "Girl from Ipanema" that made it sound like hold music?
But that was the thing when we had our 15-minute break in the middle, and we went, "We're starting the second set now," and they were like, "Yeah, okay."
That was the reaction. The crowd was like, "Okay, jolly good."
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah, it was, and I've never understood why she spent the money on us.
No. Well, it's her money.
Oh no, absolutely. Do what you want. Yeah, do what you want with a party, and you paid us, and we did the job. But I was just like, I wouldn't have paid a band that amount of money for everyone to then just go into another room and ignore. It seemed an odd way of spending your money to me.
Speaking of buffets, actually, I went to a wedding a couple of weeks ago.
Anyone we know?
My cousin.
Okay.
Who used to be my landlord when I lived up further
okay.
up
Yeah.
So he got married a couple of weeks ago, which was a really lovely day, and obviously it's very nice to see him get married. And his wife's lovely, and they got a little baby boy, and he's gorgeous and stuff. What was really funny about the day was what happened to my sister. So obviously my family's all there, like not all there, but my and also not all present. But so my sister was there and my dad was there.
Yeah.
And So one of my aunt's brothers walked over and was chatting to my dad, and they obviously knew each other from when they were younger and stuff. And he sort of turned around and said, "This is Sarah." And he said, "Oh, bloody hell, I haven't seen you in ages. I haven't seen you in years." And we were like, "Okay, you must have known us when we were children, like small children." I mean, my memory of that time is shocking. I mean, to be fair, my memory of last week's fucking shocking. But I know about the wedding because I made a mental note. This is a good thing to bring up on the show.
Yeah.
So we're chatting away, and it's gradually becoming more and more apparent to us that he's never met Sarah. So he's going through the conversation. He goes, "Yeah, I remember when last time I saw you, you had the black hair, and I had a bit of a crush on you, to be honest. I think my brother did as well." And we both sort of looked. It's like, okay, the black hair, like when she was sort of, because when she was in her early to mid-teens, she went through a goth phase, and and then we started to go, how long ago was this? Because we're starting to think, hang on, she's in her early to mid-teens, and
It's a bit creepy.
and he said 153, so I'm thinking, and he starts doing the maths, and he goes, must have been 37 years ago. I went, she's 30 this year. So I missed a bit. So during this conversation, my dad's turned round and pointed to me and said, "Well, if you think that's funny, that's Rob." And he goes, "Oh, bloody hell," and shook my hand and said, "How are you?" So we're going through.
I'm not 37.
We're going through. I'm getting to that. So we're going through, and we go, "Hang on, she's 30 this year." Mm-hmm. It turns out he was referring to my mum.
Oh.
So my sister, who's 30 this year, got mistaken for my mum, who is not 30 this year. To give you an idea, she is old enough to have a 30-year-old daughter and a 32-year-old son. 32 is important because of what happened next. So my sister got a little like, "Oh, jolly good. Well, that was lovely." So she wanders off and goes into the venue to, I think there was sort of drinks and stuff doing the rounds. And I stopped there and I thought for a second. And I went, so who do you think I was then? Because you can put a face to my sister, because my sister looks a bit like my mum. But you've confused me with somebody who doesn't fucking exist. Because that's my dad there. And you know that's my dad because you've been talking to him as if he's my dad. Clever that. But... and we never did figure out who he thought I was. So when my sister was walking through going, "I can't fucking believe I got mistaken for mum," and I said, "At least you got mistaken for somebody who exists." With corporeal form.
That's one of my weirdest experiences ever. Was when I was at uni. I did stand up a little bit when I was a kid.
Okay.
And when I started again as an adult when I was 21, I was at uni at the time, and I came home from uni on the Friday night.
Yep.
Did a gig in Rainham in Kent on the Saturday night, and then went back to uni Monday morning, I think.
Okay.
And I went to university in High Wycombe, which is kind of outside of Marylebone. It's about
Greater London, kind of.
It's Bucks, so
a
bit further west of London.
Okay, so west of sort of Greater London, kind of what coastal way or more inland?
Well, further west, more towards the west coast than London is. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
if you came out the west of London and kind of went about 45 minutes to an hour in that direction, yeah. So it was realistically about a 2, maybe 2.5 hour drive.
Right.
And I get back, and that was the first stand-up gig I'd done since I was about 11 or 12.
Right. Okay.
And I got back, dumped my bag at my house, and started walking back down to uni. And it's about 2:30 in the afternoon. And as I'm walking down there, these 2 schoolgirls come up to me, and said, "You do stand-up, don't you?" And I said, "Yeah." She turned to her friend and said, "Told you," and they both walked off. And to this day, I've wondered who they thought I was. I did have a beard back then, so it couldn't have been David Baddiel. That's all I've got.
Has your dad got a pass he has to told you about?
that was and it took a couple of minutes for it to sink in what had actually just happened. So if I'd been more on the ball, I'd have gone, "How'd you know?" But it took I walked on for a couple of minutes before going, "What?"
Yeah,
it was really
in the wrong county.
Yeah.
That's
really
odd.
And these were they were between 13 and 15 years old, so there's no way they'd have been in a pub in Kent.
Yeah.
It was genuinely weird.
That's very odd. Yeah, I don't really.
I can only assume it was a time slip or something paranormal. It's the best explanation I've got.
Yeah, to be fair, that's better than I've got.
Look, I asked him if he's a comedian, and why haven't I changed it?
Oh, that's brilliant. I was a background character in Quantum. There's a simulation hypothesis in action. Yeah, the world is a computer simulation, but unfortunately you're an NPC.
You're a quest giver.
Yeah. I'd explain why I keep repeating the same line of dialogue whenever anyone comes in my house. John Drew.
Wow, that would be the shittiest quest.
Yeah.
Take a drink, 100 XP.
It's for Sims, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, you had a drink and didn't piss yourself. Well done.
Save it for the Gamescast. Available now on iTunes.
Yes, this is true.
And
As is this, which you might already know that.
And Zoom.
It probably still is Zoom. I haven't got a Windows Phone anymore, so it's harder to check.
Crazy Train is available on iTunes and other platforms you've heard of.
Yes. I don't know about Play Store's a pain in the ass for podcasts. It's on Stitcher, but who gives a shit?
Yeah. There's me.
I think we've lost our market. Oh, rats.
That's good because we've run out of spoons.
There is that. Has anybody... this is a tangent, but that's what we do.
Yeah.
So, has anybody been...
It's not so much a tangent question, it's just we switch for tracks.
Yeah, it's pretty much...
Yeah. Double sound effective.
Yeah, that's good. We're not the only train-based podcast that can do that. Choo motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Is that another podcast?
That's shout out to the Master Debaters, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
The second best podcast related to trains in the world. Just saying. They hired me as their social media manager. They knew what they were getting into. Quite wise beyond me.
Oh, right, because I thought the actual podcast was called Choo Choo Motherfucker.
No, it's called the Master Debaters, which I have to give them credit. It's a rather superb name. But all their logos and theme tunes and stuff were all train themed, and I have no idea why. I didn't pick it up from episode 1, so there may be a story going back to the beginning that might explain why it's all train based. But I don't really. They're kind of they got the same kind of sort of fun approach as us, which is just talking about whatever.
Do we need theme tunes or sound effects?
I'm working on one, but it's awful.
We've never had one, but it's not to say we'll never have one.
No.
It's just one of those things. It's just we've just kind of never had one.
One will evolve eventually.
Well, like your celebrity form, it will just happen when it happens. And one day, William H. Macy. Oh shit! I said celebrity. I'm joking.
Yeah, that'd be really disappointing that I finally evolved and it's like the Z list.
You're one of the Big Brother contestants.
Yeah.
One of the background people in Made in Chelsea.
And yet somehow still famous enough to get on Celebrity MasterChef.
Yeah. Or I'm a Celebrity, get me out of here.
Yeah.
So what Dad says, he can't tell the difference between Celebrity MasterChef and MasterChef.
Well, yeah, to be fair. Yeah, you have to watch the shows they're on. It's one of those weird things, isn't it? It's I mean, we had I'm a Celebrity on telly last night just because it was on. It was some background noise while we were doing other stuff, and I recognised I knew some names. I've sort of heard their names mentioned in on like the news and stuff.
I think one of them's Danny Baker, isn't it?
Danny Baker's on there.
Yeah.
Carol Vorderman's on there.
Yeah. They're not too bad.
Yeah, they're people you've heard of if you've watched more than one show.
I think the trouble with I'm a Celebrity was the first series was genuinely crap. They were like barrel scraping for celebrities on that, and every series since the end that's become the joke is they are dross.
Or they're people they've been trying to get on there for years and never succeeded, like Carol Vorderman.
Like everyone I knew they'd been pitching for a long time.
I understand why she's a big name.
Yeah, absolutely.
Makes sense. Yeah. There's a girl off Gogglebox because why not?
Yeah,
that's it. Apparently, it's basically just.
Is that the cardboard virtual reality?
No, that's Google Cardboard. Gogglebox is just. It's really popular, and
Oculus Thrift.
It's just people watching TV, and then they film that, and it's just a selection of families from various different areas around the country and stuff. And it's like people. At
I've
different
seen
ages.
bits of it.
People at different ages. There's like a really, really liberal family from Brighton, of course.
This is why I don't watch TV. I'd rather just sit on the couch catheterising myself for 40 minutes.
Well, how do you choose to spend your evenings, mate? I mean, I've got Marvel Unlimited.
Netflix is better.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've got Marvel Unlimited now, so I'd probably put that above it.
I would cancel Netflix before I cancelled Marvel Unlimited.
Well, to be fair, I have done that. So that's the way round I've done it.
Yeah.
Mainly because the money from Netflix went towards putting Marvel Unlimited up.
Well, I've been finding that I've been watching more Netflix than I have Amazon lately, but then again I find I go through phases where I'll we watch one more than the other.
I watched, even when I had both, I watched far more Amazon just because of the offline downloadability.
Yeah.
It means I can load it on my iPod, take it on the commute.
That is really
if
handy.
Netflix brought that in, I'd probably resubscribe.
Yeah, we
I
use,
know
we
they'll
use
make a
Netflix
noise.
more because the app's on the Apple TV and the Amazon we have to beam it from the iPad.
Oh no, I just find that the programs on Netflix at the moment seem to be more my
Well, we've got a
street.
Marvel license, haven't we? That's why.
Yeah, that's probably why.
I'm sure Amazon's got another comic publisher, but I can't think who.
Is it? Oh, it is. Yeah, I was genuinely thinking. I can't. I've not checked the catalogue in ages. So I was just sitting there going.
Just for distinguished competition. Which is what Stan Lee claims DC stands for.
I think that seems quite gracious of him. I think
Yeah.
that's a good way to.
Considering, there's like a 50% crossover between the writer and the artist, there's not really any rivalry
Well,
anyway.
quite. Yeah, quite. Anyway, yeah. So going back to what I was originally going to ask, have you started to get an increased frequency of junk phone calls that are going to voicemail?
Yes.
Because I've noticed this, right? They're the ones who they come up on your phone as like reported as telemarketer or something. So I just ignore them completely because usually they call during work hours anyway. And if I'm
Always
going
in
to
weird areas of the country.
if I'm going to take a work break, I'm not going to do it for that.
I only answered one, and that's because it actually said it was in Gillingham.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, well, don't know the number, but
That's a place. I'm from a place.
it could be. That's why I would like. It could be. You
Turned
know,
out to be Gillingham in Dorset, but
That's the thing. I was a bit like, oh, it could be a doctor, it could be
It's
a
a real place.
company, or
It could
something.
be a doctor, just not
yeah,
your doctor.
and yeah,
Just a random.
I am
doctor.
a doctor.
How's Blake? How's your prostate?
How would you like me to?
Oh, as far as I know,
it's a real place.
yeah, no.
Hi.
Yeah, it's annoying because every time I fucking search train tickets, I get it. It does
Says
it
it's
from
Gillingham.
Gillingham, Dorset to Rochester, even though the obvious one is 2 fucking stops. Sorry, Blake.
I mean,
you're saying.
yeah, but I was like, hi, I'm a doctor. Would you like to hold the £6 million in my account?
Or how about just 1.2 million pounds? Just pretend to be a guy who does snooker. It's no big
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
Just do it on it.
I often my mobile contracts were free because I really hate having a signal.
Okay,
And
you like data? Though.
Yeah. Other Star Trek characters are available.
Yeah, the Forge is pretty cool.
Yeah.
He reads Rainbow.
Yeah.
Quite wise beyond me. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Bungle says something.
I get lots of people ringing me up, like they claim to be from free, and
Okay.
what I like doing is stringing them along and trying to get them to. What I'd say to them is, "Oh, what's my address then?" What? Well, no. If I rung up you, you'd ask me to prove who I am.
Yeah,
So prove to me you're three, and they will try and they will fail,
that's
and
amazing.
it's great fun.
That's really good.
yeah.
So what I've been started getting is, I've been letting them go to voicemail, and I've started getting this particular one. So they'll get, and it'll say you've got a voicemail duration like I don't know 10 seconds or whatever. Mm-hmm. And you phone it up, and it goes right. You have a new message received at this blah 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 and this time. Silence for a couple of seconds, and then a female voice just goes, "Goodbye." Now what I
I've
want to
had
know is,
that.
does anybody else have this, or have I been marked for death? Because it's freaking me
No,
the
no,
fuck
I
out.
haven't. I find sometimes they leave a message if you hit the if you cancel the phone
Yeah,
call
that's
to,
Before answering it, yeah.
Yeah.
It just freaked me the fuck out.
If
the
you
first
actually
time I-
left it to run its course, you probably wouldn't have got the message.
Yeah, it just, like I say,
Or it is one missed call and you're going to die.
it freaked me the fuck out the first time I had it because, like I say, I just thought I'd been marked for death, and then the second time it happened, I was like, did I dodge an attempt without realising it? Like Final Destination.
Well, tell me now, from your laptop, is the Darko coming out of it?
Well, it's a Japanese number puzzle. Yeah.
Samara's coming. It's not as good.
Yeah.
To be fair, I have had that video for a week and not bothered to watch
Yeah.
it. So. Or share it. I'm
Yeah.
shit with sharing videos, except for my own. It's weird.
Thanks for not bringing up that last time I pointed out you were an idiot for suggesting we could get president drunk.
Well,
Yeah.
to be fair, if I pointed that out every time somebody called me an idiot that turned out to be right, I wouldn't have any friends.
Yeah. Well, it's not much of a change.
Or indeed any room to breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, I said it was possible. And
Yeah.
to be fair, you weren't the first person to say I was ridiculous for suggesting
Yeah,
it. 'Cause I've been suggesting it since before we won the primary.
I think the basic problem I had was there was a small part of me which had faith in the common man.
Well, you know,
No more.
no comment.
I, for one, welcome our insect overlord.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, I was having this conversation back in March before he even won the primaries. I said to
Yeah.
I remember this because it was. I never told this story on the air. The time I got stranded in London,
No?
I never did. Right, so we went on a stag to London. We went
Literally.
to yeah.
It's like the third Hobbit movie.
Yeah, pointing out the trains would have been cheaper. Sure. Would have taken less time. Absolutely.
Didn't have to go via Gillingham.
No, he didn't. But it fucking did anyway. Because apparently, pro tip for anybody who wants to travel by stag, they look up on the train line for their directions. Don't ask me fucking why. Roads would be a lot easier, but that's what they do. Anyway, so we went into.
Ironically, his name was Garmin.
Well, yeah, it was Tom, and he had a stutter. Anyway, so we went to London up on the train. Traveling from your neck of the woods actually, because
Okay.
I don't know why I did this, but rather than say I'll meet you on the train, I travelled to Raynham and then went back on the train from Raynham. Don't ask me why. This is what I did.
Crazy.
Yeah, maybe I just didn't trust them to find me on the train, just leave me there. Crazy. Lonely train. Maybe they thought I'd take the wacky coach.
It's always about
Still
trains
derailed
on
as
train.
of whenever. Sorry,
Were you on like a demented stag?
Kind of, yeah. Like I say, looking up directions for road travel on the train line.
Yeah.
I'm just sad that the Breast Trike never gets a look.
On the note of spin-off projects,
Yes.
I run a HeroClix video series on YouTube called Brick Fury.
Yes.
And the reason we did that was like the first time we got a brick of HeroClix. When HeroClix arrive from retail manufacturer, they come in packs of 10, which are referred to as bricks.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a Nick Fury set.
Yep.
And so we come up, we'll call it Brick Fury. That's really clever.
Nice.
It was only 2 episodes in. I went, we could have called it Click Fury.
Yeah.
And it would have worked every single time.
Well, I took
Here
the
we
idea. Yep.
On the clicky train.
This is our story, this is our life now.
Yeah. Well, happily, I took the idea that I originally pitched for you, which was Hypersonic Greed, and took it for myself.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. I was pleased with that.
Yeah.
Watch.
I had my. So we went up on the train, and there were 9 of us. 5 were staying in London overnight, and then 4 of us had to get the train back.
Stag.
Yes, had to get the stag back. Don't be fucking late.
Gilbert Gottfried for Stag.
Don't be late.
It's because of really good Crystal Walken.
Thanks. I try. I don't. So we're travelling. The 4 of us who are train buddies, we're travelling together on the tube.
Tubey.
The stag bought the tube. I didn't ask where it came from.
Loaded you in like a smartest tube full of.
And as we're on the tube, we'd been drinking on the train. One guy has already had quite a few before we'd even started drinking on the train.
One of those.
One of those. Yeah. He's on the stag. He's gonna. Well, it's because I was only there for the evening bit. They'd been travelling. They'd been stagging since the afternoon.
Started since 8:30 in the morning.
No, they started in the afternoon, but they'd been drinking there too. And so like they'd had drinks with lunch, and then they'd carried on celebrating the end of lunch by having a drink, and then it was like
You're all going, hi everyone. Oh, you're all shit-faced.
in a similar way to how there are people who don't eat between meals because the one meal never ends. There are people who they only stick to the one round, but they just keep topping it up. Yeah. So he was quite gone by the time we even got to London. So we're on the tube, and for some reason we got onto the subject of the elections. By this point, like I said, the primaries hadn't started yet, and all I said, bear in mind, was similar to what I said last episode, which was at the time I said, not only do I think he can win the ticket for the Republicans, I think he can win the whole thing. Mm-hmm. And this prompted 15 minutes of drunken berating on why... I don't even know what he was angry about. It was the very idea, the very notion that it could happen was really offensive to him.
If it makes you feel any better, he probably meant he burst into flame as soon as the result came.
I can't believe you. What do you mean he won?
So, whether this stuck in his head, I don't know. Whether he was just so shit-faced that this thing... So we get to the venue, which was this really awesome German-style beer hall with big fuck-off benches, like really sturdy wooden benches that you can stand on and dance and everything. They had an umpire band playing pop covers. It was fucking amazing. Right? I can't remember the last time I had so much fun on the stag, probably since yours.
Okay. You don't have to say it just because I'm here.
Well, to be fair, that probably was the last one before that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so that would be about right.
So it's been the most fun you've had on a stag since the
previous stag.
Sorry, Spike.
Yeah, sorry, but yeah, even then, Spikes was after this, so because this was, like I say, this was actually, now thinking back, this was like March, and Spikes was June, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, May, June time. So this was like months before, because we just moved into the flat by this point. So.
Okay.
And this is when the weather was still cold. More on that. So I don't know whether. Sorry,
don't call me a moron.
All right. That's perfectly reasonable. He was polite about it. What can I do? So
Please desist.
I don't know whether the conversation irked him and it just stuck in his craw, because it gets to about 11:15.
In the morning.
No, it's in the evening. Okay. No, it would have got well away from me if it had got to 11:15 in the morning. We were still at the venue after it had shut.
Yeah.
We're so
And
lost.
another thing.
We're so lost.
So about 11:30, me and one of the other guys who were travelling in the train group, were back on the stag.
Staggy.
Stag.
It's not a train.
Direction incompetent stag. It's another podcast that we'll
Warning,
probably
the
never see
stag
past
is-
episode 1.
Warning, the stag is reversing.
Yeah, this is the last Crazy Train. We're doing the reversing stag from now on.
Yeah, if we ever get to a point where we're conscious of it being the last one, why not?
Yeah.
So we get to the point where we realise it's about 11:30, so we should probably think about making tracks back. And we start looking around for the other two guys who were in our group who weren't staying in London. So we start looking around for them. It takes about 5-10 minutes, and we can't find them. And we've checked upstairs, we checked downstairs, we've waited for a minute in case they were in the loo, things like that. And eventually we wander out to the street, and we just we stopped to talk to the guy whose stag it is, and we said, "Do you know what's happened to these guys? Do you not give him any pointers about how to look up the fucking venue? Because he could have done it on Google Maps, or other mapping services are available, but probably nowhere near as good." And he said, "Oh no, they left about an hour ago." I was like, "Fucking great!" So we start making noise about going home. So we start saying our goodbyes to the people who are still there and so on. And we get down to the tube station. So we were in Aldgate, which is sort of eastern part of the Circle Line.
Opposite end from my work company.
Yeah, there you go. But a bit more central London than as we've established.
Yeah.
Geography, not my strong suit.
Not mine.
Oh, to me, when I'm in London, the underground miles will be a fucking teleporter.
To be fair, that kind of is how it feels.
Yeah.
I don't even
Where am
use
I? If I got on one platform and got off another, and I couldn't point out on a map where I was or where I could have
No,
been.
this is I have similar trouble sometimes. Yeah. So we go down to the Circle Line, but unbeknownst to us, for some unknown reason, the Circle Line has just stopped running, and there is no tube that does that bit of the journey in one single motion. So we start making inroads to travelling on different lines to try and get there. They're not happening either. So what happens is, about 10 past midnight, we realise that the last train is at 20 to 1, and there is no way we're going to make it, because we're about 40 minutes away on the tube, even if we can get one, which at this point we can't. So what we decide to do, in our drunken wisdom, is go back up to street level and start walking. Now it goes about 4 miles from Victoria at this point, and it's March, and it's 1 degree. Yeah. So on the plus side, we're a little bit pissed, so we don't really feel it just yet. So I text Jen, obviously, to let her know that I'm really sorry, I'm not going to make the last train. There's issues with the tube, as far as I knew. Because to be fair, it might have just shut us at Saturday night as a matter of course. Anyway,
Yeah.
I have no fucking idea.
She gets
It might have
she
gone.
gets a text message with just and a thing,
and another thing.
and a fucking stag.
Doesn't know. He doesn't know, Jen.
Being Dorset.
He doesn't know. Rainham in Essex, the cunt. So we start walking, and we must have been walking for a good hour and 20 minutes. Because we weren't 100% sure of the route either, so we just start walking back towards, when we start seeing signs for things we know, we start walking in that direction. But until we find somewhere, we start walking in whatever direction looks right. So until we go, oh shit, we're meant to go that way. So we ended up probably doing about 6 miles in the end. We get to Victoria Station about 2. It's about -1 at this point.
Yeah.
Victoria Station
Cold enough
shuts.
to kill a tramp anyway.
Yeah, I think that's probably about right.
What the fuck, brain?
I've never done the science, but sure. It's tramp murdering weather.
Let's make that an idiom. When it's nippy outside, it's like, oh, it's cold enough to kill a tramp out there.
Yeah, I'm fine with this.
Yeah. This is how idioms start.
Yeah. Although we've lost the sponsorship deal with Shelter, but to be fair, it's a charity. They won't pay much.
That's more of an endorsement. Than
Yeah, exactly. You know, I mean, we can certainly not rely on that anymore. So we get, to be fair, if we ever could from shelter, I'd be fucking amazed. So we get to Victoria Station about 2, and Victoria Station, unbeknownst to me, shuts between 2 and 2:45 for cleaning.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, me neither. So they shut for literally, like I say, 45 minutes to an hour. Just to clean the station and to sweep up and let the litter pickers go through without being sort of, you know, having some accosted by people at 2 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. Yeah. So why not, right?
White walkers.
Exactly. At this point, yeah. So I'm wearing, at this point, because we've just gone out for an evening out, I'm wearing a shirt, like a sort of like a light jacket, and nothing else on top. I'm wearing jeans and a pair of pants and socks and shoes. That's it. That's my entire ensemble. So I'm in -1 degree weather at this point. It's outside. Now my friend, now give all credit where it's due to my friend Kev. Kev can sleep fucking anywhere, right? So he's just slumped down, like rested against one of the bollards outside Victoria Station, and he's just dozed off for 45 minutes. I can't do that.
No.
So I'm stood outside Victoria Station going, fucking bollocks. My phone battery's running out and I don't want to use it because obviously
You need to call
yeah, exactly. I need to call somebody or I need to keep Jen updated with what's going on. So I've switched my phone to super mega power saver battery mode at this point.
Basically a brick by this point.
Yeah, which for Windows Phone would have probably bought me about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
One of the things about Windows phones, battery efficient, they ain't.
Yeah. I'd criticise, but I own an iPhone.
To be fair, smartphones fucking suck as batteries anyway.
Yeah.
If I was to make one plea to smartphone companies, give the features a rest for a year and get your battery shit together. Because nobody is impressed.
No. In fact, that would be what would impress us.
It's
just if the next iPhone I buy, whenever I come to renew my contract, is the same phone but the battery lasts all day.
Fine.
That's innovation.
Exactly. If I don't need to leave my phone plugged in so that I can play Pokemon Go on my commute only.
I'm not bothered about strapping some cardboard to my head and being able to use it as a VR headset. What I want to do is be able to use Spotify all day long.
Yeah, that's it. It's not much to ask, I don't think. I think that's fair enough. So at 2:45 they open the station concourse. So this is, bear in mind, this is not to get onto the platforms. This is just to get back into the concourse so that you can actually sit down on the benches and stuff like that. Yeah. They don't open any of the... Yeah, exactly. They don't open any of the shops except for, I think, like one of the coffee shops, one of the coffee stands. It's a random better. What are they called?
Betterware.
No, not Betterware. That's the catalogue for the stuff you almost want. Isn't it? Yeah. What am I thinking of?
Betterware's the one which is for catalogues all full of what is obviously aids for the elderly, modelled by women in their early 30s.
Do you ever wish you had a shoehorn that stands 6 feet tall?
Do you have difficulty organising your pills? You're 28!
Get your shit together!
Do you have difficulty undoing jars? No, I'm a woman in my prime.
Well, good for you, mate.
Yeah. Tumblr.
So,
don't miscatalogue me, shitlord.
That's alright, I did just assume your gender, I do apologise. Too much time on Tumblr. 1 minute is too long. Well, that's just me. What are your thoughts? Email in.
We're joined by Ray Winston.
That Cockney accent's atrocious, I am sorry.
Works for Walker, though.
Welcome to the Raycast.
But that wasn't bad, was it?
Alright.
So fucking cool. Welcome to the Overcast. If there isn't a weather podcast called the Overcast,
they're missing the trick for sure. I totally agree.
Or a film noir one, or anything.
Yeah, that'd be good, actually. Yeah.
We should start a new podcast.
There you go.
The Overcast.
Yeah.
It's just about overcoats.
It will reach airways before the paedophile cast. Beyond that, no promises. Anyway, so they open the station concourse about 2:45.
Yeah.
The only thing open is a coffee stand. Well, not one of the inbuilt shops, just one of the ones that's sort of freestanding. And it's -2.
Yeah.
Inside
so
the concourse.
Take a while.
Now, what I'd forgotten about station concourses is now being outside the station is one thing, but at least there's no through draft. Queue 4 fucking hours of me being bolt awake, not just because of coffee, but because, like I said, I can't sleep in public places. It's not something I can do.
Because I don't think you should be able to.
Well, I think that's fair enough. Plus, my friend was asleep, and there was this one guy who kept wandering around, sitting next to people who were asleep, and I found him a bit suspect.
Yeah, totally.
So I would just wander over and just kind of make it clear that my friend had somebody with him.
There's someone tall with you.
Yeah, exactly. It helps a lot. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So this took...
Were they just breathing on them?
No, just
Yeah,
he was just
I
kind
agree,
of
that does sound dodgy.
sat next to them, and I was wondering if he might be sort of trying to reach into their pockets
Yeah.
using his offhand would sort of cover himself with a coat or something, or maybe he's wanking them into a Christmas pudding. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, this was March, so we'd have got a Christmas pudding. Kudos, but so about finally about 6:45, they opened the other half of the concourse so this is one thing as well. They only open the half that's for trains to like Gatwick and Brighton because there's only one train that runs till about.
Where's the stag by this point?
He was staying in London.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Which is weird. How we're supposed to get back is fucking beyond me. But I'm getting confused now. So about 6:45, they finally opened the other half of the concourse, which means that McDonald's opens. We have somewhere we can go and get something to eat and sit down. So we end up passing the time for an hour till the trains start running back. By this point, I've heard from Jem because what unfortunately happened was about 5% of my phone battery left. And it's about 4:30 in the morning, and I get the shits. As if it wasn't enough to be in fucking -2 weather on a station concourse in Victoria at 2:00 in the morning on fucking Sunday. At 4:30, I get the fucking dicky tummy and all. Probably because of all the coffee. Who knew? So I go and sort that out, and I miss a call while I'm in there, and I was just like, typical. She's just got the text. She's woken up panicking, and she thinks I'm fucking dead. So by this point, but so I think probably about a couple of minutes passed by the time I missed, from between me missing the call and me calling her back, by which point I'm expecting her to have made plans, moved on with her life and all that stuff. Thankfully she picks up, so I'm blessed and live to fight another day. So she knows that what's going on, and she's like, "Are you okay?" And she's good as gold. I couldn't have asked for more, really. But
Need Imodium.
and there's none of me left.
Hello, Jen. I'm mostly liquid.
I need Imodium and a jumper. In that order.
Are you cold? I've run out of paper.
I'm mostly liquid, brother.
If you see a stag, fucking hit it.
If you see a stag with an atlas in his hand, fuck him up from me. So when I got back, I walked through the door of the flat, which we've been in by this point. I think this was the first full week we'd had in the flat, because we'd had a period where we sort of stayed for the first couple of days, couple of days of the week. But this is the first time we'd stayed in the flat for a full week. The first full weekend we were supposed to be spending the Sunday morning together as a couple. I was stuck in London at 6:00 in the fucking morning with what's left of the shits. Because at this point they were almost all gone.
Just pooping.
Just pooping. That's what I did. So I walk back through the door. She throws a blanket around me and says, "Go the fuck to sleep." in a manner that the only thing I would listen to more is the Samuel L. Jackson version. But that's only because of the directness in which he addresses his reply. So I went to bed for like 4 hours. Woke up, went into town, got something to eat, because at this point I was fucking starving as well, because the coffee had fucked my guts up beyond.
There was
repair.
nothing left.
There was very little left, so I needed to top myself back up. So that was my trip to London, and that was. How the fuck did we get onto this subject?
Well, I thought you were talking about. I thought he was meant to. I thought
you
said your friend was
just
going
because
to
of
berate you
Trump.
about Trump.
Yeah. So the story goes on. So what was it?
Crazy.
8 months later, when the election happens, and with that in my head, and what he'd done to me that night by leaving me stranded in fucking London, all I could reply to him was, "Well, I did say." Which, of course, what I wrote down. What I was doing was one of these.
It was one of those when the news
doing the middle finger dance.
When the news came in, for a moment I was honestly surprised, and then I looked back and thought, I'm not actually surprised.
I probably wasn't surprised for the same reasons you weren't, but me neither. I'd gone to bed thinking
it'll be fine. Goodness will prevail.
Well, no, I just went to bed thinking it's not going to be the apocalypse either way.
No,
to be fair, so far so good.
Well, so far, it's just it's just setting the stage for it.
I was going to say, technically he's still not in power yet.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he's got 8 weeks yet.
Yeah, he's got 8 weeks.
Yeah,
a lot of things can happen in 8 weeks.
Obama could start World War III before he gets in power.
He could, just to spite him.
No, I'm going to do it. Give me these buttons.
Twist! President Obama has just chinned Putin.
Just turns to the camera and goes, "Twist!"
Yeah.
Directed by M. Night Shyamalan. 2016 was directed by M. Night Shyamalan the whole time.
Does that mean Bowie's okay?
That's the best possible solution is David Bowie comes back and pulls a full Aslan and saves the world.
Yeah, you know what? That would be like the closest thing a celebrity had ever done to a heel turn.
Yeah.
Because like he's come back and he's just like, what did I miss?
Yeah.
It's like, you motherfucker, Stardust.
Is Prince with you by any chance?
No, he did.
Oh, damn it, Bowie.
Come on,
Call me
his royal badness.
Black Star.
Oh, it's all David Bowie wrestling buttons.
In fact, he did do Black Star and Stardust. He was really going celestial, wasn't he? He's a big old fan of the old celestial stuff.
He was a bit of a space oddity, wasn't he?
He was rather.
Yeah.
Twat. Has it been 8 months without you, dead bastard?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I still miss him.
Yeah, well, his music is still there.
Yes.
I didn't catch none of my CDs because I did check.
No, it's just
it
has changed listening to it.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially Black Star. That's a weird album to listen to with that in mind. That's the name of the album?
I've not been able to listen to it yet.
It's really good, actually.
Yeah.
It's very different, but it's really, really
I will listen to it, I've just not been ready to yet.
Fair enough. Yeah. It's one of those things, isn't it?
It's
like,
it's good.
It's been a while since I've watched Mrs. Doubtfire because...
It's good. It
Yeah,
wouldn't make
definitely.
my regular play.
Oh, I haven't seen Labyrinth since he died, that might hurt.
Oh, yeah, maybe. In the same way I haven't seen The Birdcage since he died, since Robin Williams died.
I say David Bowie's not in the Birdcage. I'm sure he loved it.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
I did watch Labyrinth, and whilst it did make me a bit happy sad, it was still...
Have I watched anything Bowie since he died?
Prestige?
Maybe I've watched The Prestige, yeah. Now I think about it. I'm not
Oh, it was
sure.
Blake.
Right. Talking about flus and fevers and that from earlier,
Okay.
a couple of years ago, I think it was.
Probably,
Yeah. I was really... had a serious flu to the point where I was like, all I could do was lay on the sofa. I couldn't really do a lot. So I was flicking around on Amazon, Netflix, completely bombed down my head on like Sudafed and God knows what
Fucking
else.
Jesus Christ, Blake! You're supposed to be here for a good time. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Sudafed me up.
But so I saw a line there and I went, oh, Brad keeps saying that the Prestige is good. I'll watch that.
Okay,
So I watched the Prestige, really liked it, excellent film.
movie.
Got to the credits and went, oh, it was David Bowie.
Fuck me.
Yeah, that's
You
how
were
bombed
those
out of my head. I got
Jesus.
through the entire film and didn't realise it was David Bowie until the credit
Fuck.
came up. Because I sat there, I went, he looks familiar,
Yeah.
but I was so out of my face, I didn't really realise.
There he was, helping Wolverine dance his little magic dance, and you still didn't get the clues, did you?
You're just like, Rob's sister looks really weird with contacts.
You remind me of the ball. What? The ball with the belt.
David Bowie looks like Rob's mum.
Oh, David Bowie's endlessly multiplying top hats, what a movie.
Yeah. You remind me of the hat. What hat? All these hats.
The infinite number of hats. What infinite number of hats? The ones
say-
out there.
I
You don't know about
I
them.
recommend the book as well.
Yeah, the book's really good too.
Yeah, they're both really good.
They are. They are indeed. And on that note, I think it's time to end the episode 44 of The Crazy Train on David Bowie's infinite number of magical hats.
Yeah.
If I can get it in the episode title, maybe it'll make it there. Who knows?
Who knows?
We'll find out. You'll find out when you find this podcast on iTunes, because that's where we are. iTunes, Stitcher, although who gives a shit.
I thought I was in your house.
You can find full episodes of the
Are we on
podcast.
Spotify?
No.
Okay,
I think
forget I said that,
Spotify podcasts are a bit limited.
Yeah, that's my understanding.
Yeah,
You've got to be pretty special to get on Spotify.
Yeah, and unfortunately we're special, but not in the way they're looking for.
Yeah.
No, man. Oh,
We're on YouTube. Some people watch through YouTube.
Yeah, we've got the full episodes of the podcast on YouTube, so you can find us there. So it's youtube.com/c/emotionally14, because that's how channels work, apparently.
Yeah.
I thought it'd just be a straight thing, but
You'd think,
not.
but-
Yeah. You can find us on iTunes by searching Emotionally 14. We've got two podcasts, Crazy Train and the E14 Gamecast, which is about all things gaming, miniature, boards, games, video games, basically anything you can have fun with a dice or a pad or a little plastic figure. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it, I think.
Yeah.
If only there's a place I could write that as a blurb, iTunes.
Yeah. And other streaming services are available.
They are indeed.
But, be a grown up about it.
But you can also find us on Feedburner at the Crazy Train and the E14 Gamecast. You can find all the details of all the podcasts, how to subscribe, as well as YouTube, Facebook and Twitter on emotionally14.com, which is the website it's all based out of. There's Twitter at emotionally14, Facebook emotionally14. Guys, where can people find you on social media between episodes?
You can find me on Twitter at fucksake
Yeah, you have to be fast.
You have to be fast. Or you can... That's about it, I suppose. You can check out our...
You're occasionally on the YouTube channel.
Occasionally on the YouTube channel.
So if you want to see what his face looks
Facebook,
like,
you can look up Sauerkraut and the Xenophobes. That's about it.
why not?
Yeah.
Brad,
yeah.
I'm at RealBradHB on Twitter and Instagram. I also write a blog at suppressing-fire.com.
Cool.
I'm sure it's something else, but I've totally... just Brad Harmer Barnes on Facebook. Have me there.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm on Twitter at Rob Wade Vision because that's something I forgot last episode.
Yeah.
Managed to do the E14 one, keep forgetting me on.
Yeah.
Don't ask me why, it's just something to do.
Suppressing Fire's now on Twitter. We're at SupFire UK.
So you are, yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
So,
Fire.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget, if you wish to do so, we'd be very grateful if you could like, review, rate, and subscribe, and share with your friends. Get on board.
Crazy!
Black Star.